one-man defense, three-man push, and it's just the way they attack. They attack simultaneously as three people, and then they sort of go out of the base in one mass, and one like seething cauldron of fragging. And a lot of clans find it really difficult to stop them when they actually all three members survive the initial attack. And well, Wizards, I haven't seen Wizards play so much. I think they played an ESL CTF Cup once, but I don't know if I was there to watch them play. And oh no, I think they were meant to play last time, but in the end they weren't able to. And we're waiting for Phoenix to ready up, Frag. So Frag, who are you gonna be looking at first? And do we have a kill cam on?
Prepare your team.
They are readying up, so House of Quake Division 1 match. Expendables versus Wizards. Who am I watching?
3, 2, 1, fight.
Alright, get together. Is a spec killer on? Yeah, it looks like Gerp is defender, so let's switch it around. I'll call someone out. I'm on Tiger at the moment. It looks like he's making a small attack here. But at the moment it's just the attackers sort of poking into the base, you know, getting a feel for how solid the defense is on this particular game. Their power-ups are going to be spawning. We actually have a time on them, and it's going to be up in just about over 5 seconds. The players don't know that though. And yeah, that's pretty mid-range power-up. Both teams picking up exactly the same time. I'm on Silent Sep, who's got a quad and a rail, and if you've seen him with a rail, then you know he's tough as that. And there's Silent Sep coming in and denying that flag touch. But Andy coming in, and Silent Sep once again is like, no, what have I told you about doing that? So here's Phoenix actually with a nice touch. He's got a quad to play with, and he's out of the base. He's got 81 health, so he could survive a rail, but the rockets come at him instead. And there's a flag turn, so both attacks denied. And it looks like Expendables, as soon as Exodus managed to get out of the way of his teammate, they were actually making progress there. But I think they're just organising themselves, making sure the defender has at least a small stack. Actually, it's Phoenix who's doing the defense. And it was a nice switch round because they took Phoenix. He had an armor stack. They gave him the quad and said, go and attack with it. We'll sort out the defense. And it worked out, but unable to get through the mid. So I'm going to switch around because it looks like Exodus is defending. Go to Abso. Abso has a decent stack, but he's starting to lose it now. 1 health. He had 100 when he entered their base, and he just got taken out. And you know, unusually, Abso didn't really hit a rail on the defender. Nice fragging there by Silent Sep. It was him. And I'm watching Gerper here. He's actually attacking after spawn. He's gone off defense, and well, Abso's got a touch. And look at this, he's just getting stacked up so quickly, getting in the base, and he's just going out on his own. Eventually, that man goes down, and he's walking to the base now. I'm going to switch back to him, see if he manages to take this first tap here. So Expendables 1-0 in the first 3 minutes of this House of Quake game. And that was smooth. They just keep stacking up Abso, and he seems to have no problem. He's got that damage output, so I mean, taking out defenders if they're already weak is fairly easy for him, depending on shots taken. Here we've got Phoenix with 200, 100. I wonder if they switch him out to attack while he's got a stack. And I think they should get Exodus to stay down here, and Phoenix should help his teammates push. Get another cap while Wizards are possibly weak. But since they're not doing that, I'm going to go around, have a look who else is on. I'm on Annie. He's got a fresh spawn, but maybe he's going to do something interesting. Or just get taken down by Silent Sep. And Silent Sep has Abso with him. So they're going to go for an attack together. Nice dodge there by Silence. He does go down eventually. His teammate is a little bit slow getting in there with him. And Gurpa cleaning things up a little bit. Gonna switch around. We're always going back to those defenders, and defenders notoriously don't get that much attention in CTF. Unless you're someone like Clamp OK from Evil Geniuses. He's very nice to watch. I'm checking out Annie, who's making an attack here with Phoenix taking him out. Looks like we're gonna have to switch around again. Ah, flag touch by Abso. And they're kind of having a conversation about who's going to carry the flag, but I think both of them are fairly weak. And Abso taking a rail there. It could have been a ploy though for Silent Set to take the flag as well, but going down, Annie there in position to send those rockets out. And a lovely air rocket to follow up on Abso. And it goes in as well, and secures his power up. I mean, they weren't there early to take it, so it looks like their thwarts weren't completely collected onto the power-ups. And there is like a 10-second difference between the power-ups now, so it could be interesting. The red power-up spawns first, so Bendables could take the power-up and move on to the wizard's base. I was just getting interrupted. I did say my oven was on, and I have been delivered food, so that's epic. Anyway, Silent Sep with the flag. Now I've got to wait 15 minutes to eat. Nice yellow grab. They're switching things around. Surely going to be a frag on play. I can hear that his body screaming, and there we go. The rocket's going to finish him off. Silent Sep needing help from a teammate now. And he's just hanging around. I'm surprised if he took both his hands on off the keyboard and mouse and be like, damn it, help me guys. And there we go, another yellow. But it looks like they're going to sandwich him here. And they have found him in the end. He spent just a bit too long. I don't think he should have taken those shards. Then he would have had a chance of getting past at least one player. So just a little bit slow play there from Silent Sep. He should have sped things up a bit. Can only trick an opponent of this caliber for so long. I'm gonna head and look it over Annie. Annie's just hanging around mid. Well, it doesn't matter because Silent Sep on the flag, but he had like 3 health and not quite enough to take a flag out of the base. But you can try, you know. Nice rail there by Hygo, and another one. Abso gonna clean him up. He's now grabbed some health, and he's no longer railable, but we're gonna follow Annie because he's got an even bigger stack. I think they're gonna meet each other in the mid though. Silent Sep also with a touch, actually. Is that 2 power-ups for expendables? I can't tell. Oh, Annie just picked up the second one, but Silent Sep is going to clear up off him. Oh, just turning the wrong way. This Tiger does get the quad. Missing though a crucial rail, and then the machine gun's just going to finish him off. He only had 1 health left. And looks like Silent Sep's going to use those final seconds just to play slightly defensively with that quad. Nice rail work there. Tygo batching him correctly. Not that there's really any incorrect way to do it. And it's just a sort of a mess of frags here being exchanged left, right and centre between defenders and attackers. So I'm just going to have a look at some accuracies now. Exodus, well, he's hitting a nice 75% rail with 7 impressives, and there we go, you can see him there. I don't know if you saw it, I saw him going. Exodus was hitting some absolutely stunning rails. Let's go, Phoenix hitting 55, Silent Sep 64% rail. Gurpa hitting over 70 also. So Gurpa and Exodus looking like their rail hauls matching each other. Alright, who shall I look at? Who shall I look at? We do have a power up in a moment, and it looks like Phoenix is there to try and take it, so I'm going to have a look at Phoenix. Did get challenged by Annie and lost his massive armor stack. But it's got a regen, so I mean it's going to help him. I think he should use this defensively though. There's no real need for him to push up because their team does have the cap lead at the moment. And Abso trying to get away with a 5 HP and a quad. Now you just got a bullseye on top of your head, or on your head. Difficult to get away from that. Annie meeting up with a regen, trying to put some shotgun damage off, but shotgun being slightly crippled since that update some time ago. And now Phoenix going to try and use those remaining seconds on the quad nicely. And Annie taking him down. So I mean, Wizards, they're doing well. They haven't lost any more caps. There's still only a 1 cap difference. And it was like in the 2nd or 3rd minute that Expendables got that initial cap. They need to really defend against Abso here. Abso coming out. And look at that shotgun, it's so weak at long range now. And Abso's managed to get across. I've got no idea how he managed that. 2-0. And I was talking about how I think Wizards would be able to make it back into the game. But moves like that is really helping Expendables secure this map. But we're halfway through, and Silence taking a nice jump over there. And it looks like it could even be a 3rd cap here. They did get the hand. Where is the flag carrier? Exodus carrying it home for the EXP. And there's 3-0 now. And well, Wizards, they got to start moving now. They've got to be sweating a little bit. I'm gonna start looking at some Wizards attackers. I find it strange that Gerpa is in defense. Usually he does a much greater job in attack, I feel. I think it'd be maybe better if Annie stayed in defense and they attacked us 3. Phoenix there with the regen, and the blue's power up will spawn up momentarily. And Silent Sep has got it, so that's a double power up for Expendables. And once again, Gerpa coming in with the rail, he's got a stack to use this quad nicely, and excellent rail shot on Abso. Now he needs teammate. He's got one there supporting him. Missing that initial rail, gets one, but he's so weak now. He can't afford to take any damage. And there's no health bumps. He was really hoping they'd be there, and he does get taken down. Abso is going to run down the remaining seconds of that quad.
Impressive.
There's a nice rail. Yeah, Abso hitting a pretty swish 63% railgun. Yeah, let's stick on Abso, see what he manages to do. He's pushing into the blue base here. He's got a teammate. Teammate goes down in front of him. Abso starts to back off, but wow, that was a pretty crazy rail there by Blade. A little peak prediction rail, and you know when they hit, they look so impressive. So Blade here playing pretty defensively. He's not wearing that Wizards tag, so on my screen it looks like EXP versus blue team, which I don't like because I'm slightly OCD. But I think if these guys want to equalize or even make a cap, they're going to need to stick just one person in defense and have the rest of them attack simultaneously. And they've also got to make sure they get at least one of the power-ups. They've got to stop giving away double power-ups, because that's costing them a lot. I mean, they're doing a good job of killing them once they get the power-ups, or killing the expendable players once they've got the power-ups, but I mean, they need to get it initially and have that full 30-second of a regen or a quad to boost them into at least a position which they can score with. And there is that Phoenix with the flag? I'm not sure. It was Phoenix doing damage, that's all I saw. And Gerpa does have quad here, so this is good. The quad is what they wanted. Have they got enough time to get themselves in the enemy base? He meets Abso in the hallway, he's got a rocket out, and they both go bang. A nice spawn for Gerpa, but Silent Sep appeared next to it. Don't know if it was a spawn or anything. Keeping himself alive from 5 health. That rocket coming from nowhere. Or somewhere that Silent Sep wasn't aware of. So it looks like we're back on the Wizard defenders, and this is bad. Look, they got 2 people in the box. if they're gonna have two defenders, they should at least have one person right up at the rocket, at the stairs where they can fight off in the middle, and they can kind of patrol towards the railgun. And it's also quick access, so if one of their teammates do get a flag, they can go and assist them quickly in mid, because that's where they seem to be having trouble getting across. Abso hitting 12th impressive there. He's got the flag as well, gonna go out. Looks like Expendables aren't happy with just a 3-cap lead, they want more. And if it's the rules, I think it is, the more flag cap difference you have, after the 2 maps, the first remove you get to choose who removes the map first for the tiebreaker. So it's advantageous to do so. Okay, or not. Fragmaster correcting me. There is no time. Hey. What do you mean? Oh, what? So it could be a draw, possibly.
Regeneration. 5-minute race.
Ah, fair enough. Wow, there's another cup coming out of nowhere there. But that's Expendables bringing their lead up to 4-0. So it's looking like that's just a nail in the coffin. I think I've used that expression too many times today. But 4-0 now, it's looking next to impossible for Wizards to come back. Expendables so strong on this map. I'm watching Annie though with a quad, taking down Silence Up. I'm sure they'd love to get at least one cap on the board. Annie missing a crucial goal there on the defender. That really could have helped him get in position, because there's 2 of them in here waiting for him. And another, his quad just runs out and he does go down. Also, 1 point per map, and there is no tiebreakers. So basically, you don't get extra points for having like extra caps or anything. So if both of them win 1 map, then they get a point each, and helps decide the points and to who goes to the playoffs or something. I'm really not sure how this league works. I guess there is no playoffs if it's like this. I should really keep up with this league more. No, I don't watch soccer, Frag. Or football, as Europeans should call it. I play too many video games to watch football, you know. I used to watch football, but anyway, let's stick to some CTF. We're kind of straying off topic a little bit. Who shall I watch? It looks like they're having a fun moment here. I'm on Blade here, but I mean Blade's got this nice 100-100 stack, and he's not using it aggressively. The defenders, yeah, Wizards rolling on 100-150, and he's just staying in defense. It's such passive play. They need to push the defenders who have the nice stacks, even switch them around with the attackers, and get those high armor players into the enemy flag room. I mean, you saw Abso, he was rolling at the beginning with like 100-100, like twice in under a minute. First time he almost got a cap, and the second time he did get a cap quite easily. So it's hard to get a stack on this map, but when you get one, you usually can do a huge amount of damage. And Silence Up, he's just poking his head into random corners and firing off some nice rails, annoying the hell out of Wizards defenders. And that was quite a crazy flick there from Silence Up. But he does go down eventually to Blade, and we're coming up to the last 2 minutes here. I'm gonna have to say GG. I mean, maybe they can make a cap, but I'd say it's my professional opinion. I think it's impossible for them to catch up now. Because I'm professional. No, really. But we will see one more power up, so hopefully we'll get a nice quad run, because they're always fun to watch some rail skills.
Impressive.
And between maps we're going to eat food, so tough.
Impressive.
And I'm still watching on Blade. I'm going to switch around a little bit, see who's going to get that red power up. It's like Phoenix wants it. He's got a rail, he's got shotgun, rocket. Got the ingredients to do some frags, and look at that rail on Tycho. Real nice, and he just spots the angle on Annie.
In 2 seconds.
Perfect shots going here. And he's trying to look for another one. He's waiting for one of the wizards to come out with a power up, but Gertha denying Phoenix the opportunity and goes out a different way. Missing a close range rail, that's a crucial miss. I think it's going to stop them being able to get a cap on the board, and Phoenix is just going to mess with their mind and run that flag around. I think really the main problem for Wizards have been they've been far too passive. They've got too many players in defense. There's not enough people to be aggressive because the expendable players, they're just supporting each other so well. As soon as their flag gets taken, they've got 3 people who are going to drop back into base, if not 4, who just come back like on demand. And it's such a good formula for defense. But anyway, GG, Expendables doing nicely. Exodus with a nice 49-6 kill death ratio. He was hitting 75% rail last time I checked, and I would be surprised if it's similar towards the end, because he was hitting crazy shots. But anyway, we're going to be going to Troubled Waters next. I'm going to take a couple of minutes just to eat some food quickly.
Blue flag return. Red flag return. Prepare your team.
It looks like we're going live. Craggy.
Three,
Morning.
2,
So fast.
1.
Let's go. Who are we watching, Frag? Okay, to me. There's a fight in the middle for red. It's like Exodus was the one who got it, and he actually came out over the water with some armor left, so that's quite a surprise. Usually it's just a mass frenzy. I think maybe Expendables got the better spawns. It does go down eventually though. And this map notorious for being, well, for rail whores. Side Blade is going to take a position of rail whore for Wizards. He was standing at that rail point for a significant amount of time. We don't have any power-ups though on C2, so a lot of teams, they play off the red armor because, I mean, if you can get a red armor, get out of the water and still have it, it's actually pretty strong. Although usually if you're in a situation with the red armor, you want to go through the water and attack down at the back, grab that medikit that's in the tunnels, and well, surprise the enemy defender. So I'm going to keep an eye on any players who may be attacking through water, and I'll shout at you, Frag, if anyone does that. But the hardest bit is getting into the water and not getting spotted. Okay, I'm watching Ty go now. For playing for Wizards, he's sneaking it in. He's got a medkit, he didn't grab any armor. So once he's got these health levels, he's effectively got about 200 health to play with. It's like having a red armor. And now he's got the rocket. It's actually decent for him now to fight. Takes down Abso. That's actually a really big kill. If he can get a teammate in to assist him now, that would be great for him. And I don't know if he knows that the mega health was up behind him. So Phoenix pretty fortunate that he managed to get there. So I mean, if you lose a major item and an enemy attacker gets a time on it, it can be pretty dangerous. Hygo now with a touch, managing to get out. And you can tell already Wizards seem a lot more confident on this map. They're getting the flag touches in early on, putting pressure on the defenders. They're sending several people in there. And what I've seen from practices is Expendables. They're like what Wizards were doing on Japanese castles. They play it quite passively. They play a great mid game, but they just don't take those opportunities to send their players forward into the enemy base. They kind of lack. They hesitate on the decision to attack. If you can understand what I'm saying. But Annie is defending, and rightfully so, I think, because he does a great job, and that means that Gerper can go out, do some damage, and attack, because he's pretty decent at those torch jumps, as far as I know. So speaking of Gerper, let's go have a look at Gerper now, because he's just snuck through in the water. Fortunately, he doesn't have a red or a medkit, and he's going to go head on with Phoenix, and does about 100 damage worth of plasma, but does go down. And there go 3 expendable players heading out into mid at exactly the same time. And that's what they need to do to try and control it. It's all about mid control. I mean, you can touch the flag as many times as you like, but if you haven't got control in mid, that attacker is just going to go down. So Blade are trying to get some weird angles there. I think this not doing any good for him. So difficult to hit in that sort of upwards direction when you can only see like half the enemy's body. Check out Exodus now. Exodus, he actually got some of that red armor. He's got a med kit as well, so now he's got about 300 health to play with. And probably a smart decision because it's quite clear he got spotted. And someone's taken down that Gerper's plasma. It was just so painful there. Exodus denied the opportunity. And it looks like Exodus is out of defense. He's going to be attacking, and Phoenix is going to be put in defense. And Phoenix, I think, for me, is one of the best defenders at the moment on Quake Live. In my personal opinion. I mean, Demon also, he's astounding, but for me, Phoenix, he does such a good job. Especially on maps like Shining Forces, he doesn't play the rear defense, he kind of plays through the rockets and the lower half of the map and sends off rails just to really annoy the hell out of the opponents. And he makes it so difficult for the enemy to take the flag. So I'm watching Gerper now as he's in mid. He's got about 50 armor roughly. Fires off a rail at Silent Sep. Overtime incoming, yeah, I would not be surprised. And here Gerper with a touch, gets that rocket jump across. He was available for just a moment, but here he is. While those grenades coming in, and he does get chased down, and that flag will be returned. So that is the furthest flag has got out of the base so far. So Wizards holding the record, and I don't think Expendables have touched the flag yet. So correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as I know, Silent Sep getting a double grenade frag there. I don't know if that was on camera at all. I think I might be switching pubs too much, but that was expert maneuvers. So Phoenix here firing some rails off for the Expendables. He's got a nice stack going on to me. I mean, he only really needs to go back when he spots an enemy coming into his base. So now he sees there's a bit of pressure coming onto him. He's waiting for the mid players to say, right, someone's coming in, you better go get your items. And, well, Phoenix, he should shoot back and get his mega soon. Because, I mean, if there is a certain attack, he wants to have got a balance between the kind of stack he's going to have and the time he takes getting the armors and mega. So here he is, back in mid, firing a rail off the Tiger. Let's switch off Phoenix as I'm just analysing his play there for a second. Annie moving around. It's just a frag fest in the middle at the moment. Blade's the one who got the red armor, but it looks like Silent Sep gave birth to Silent Sep. He started shooting him with a shotgun. And yeah, Silent Sep moving forward for Expendables, gets a rail frag off, but Annie's stopping him. It looks like he was hesitating tremendously with that rail. So I'm going to check out Exodus now. He's trying to do an attack. Got onto the bounce pad, so this is the first hit. If you can touch the flag, it'll be really good. He does get a flag touch. If you can get a nice torch jump here, which is possible. I mean, you can get out of the base with very limited health if you just get your strafe skills right. Blade killing himself, not really worth going on with such little health. Gonna switch around again, see who's on a roll. There's a couple of seconds until red armor. So we're gonna see who's after that. Turning around, looks like no one's in water at the moment. And did get taken by someone who took it. Alright, Exodus, check out Exodus, Bragg. He's got a med kit, red armor. He's got no weapons, but it's not going to be a problem because as soon as he gets to the top, he's going to have at least a shotgun to play with. Gerper's there to stop him. Silent Sep with a touch there. Look, Exodus suffering so much. He lost like 280 health there. Gonna steal that mega while he can, just to cause as much disruption to Wizards' defense as possible. And now he's going to be like, right, for a few moments now, and he's going to be weak. So this is a good opportunity for Expendables to attack. And look, they are taking it. Silent Sep rushing in. Nice defense though by Annie. Look at that, clearing out the base like a boss. It is just magic for the Wizard player. And yeah, I'll just shut up. I'm going to follow around some other players now. See who's on it. So I mean, there's Annie, really good job there at denying that attack. So I mean, he knew like, alright, they just took my mega, now I've really got to pay attention. And I mean, he did that just perfectly, so props to him. Silent Sep there, waiting for that red armor, he has got it. They're trying to keep the time on it as accurately as they can. Although sometimes it does get rushed, he does manage to dodge a rocket there. And look, Silent Sep, he's got to help, so this strong attack here for Expendables. They took the defender out. It's a neutral flag touch actually. And where's the other flag carrier? Wow, Silent Sep actually got across there. He managed to get across mid. His teammates sending a grenade into his face just to slow him down a little bit. And so much team shooting going on. Expendables taking their first cap, 1-0. I'm gutted I didn't manage to see all that cap because my change flag carrier POV was not working. The bind. Oh, look at this. dodging rails in the water expertly. Gerper with a touch, but I mean you can't get across because he just gets MG down. And yeah, once that initial rail hit him, they're like, alright, we can tell you're weak. And I think they just communicated that with each other and they all sort of fired off MG in unison. Checking out some rail accuracies here. Abso 60, most of the Wizard players are hitting near 60. Phoenix though, only on 39. What a noob.
Excellent. Impressive.
So I mean, that's halfway now. I mean, the Expendables could quite easily play really defensive for the rest of the game. But I mean, there's a lot of ways that the Wizards could take advantage of that. So I mean, they could just stack up in reds and have one super attack and like, you know, one massive batch. And Phoenix, they're defending. He's really low now, so I won't be surprised if we see a big attack now from Wizard players. Gonna switch around to some of them. We're gonna move to Tygo, see what he can do. He's got a rocket launcher and he's coming to mid. So he's got no room to move around and just getting railed. And that rocket launcher is actually really important for any attacker. Often you get those spawns outside the base and you kind of denied the opportunity to have a rocket until you attack like through water. And there's also ways to get into the flag from the balconies quite quickly with a rocket launcher, but I don't see that often in official matches, which does surprise me. It's quite an easy jump. Right, so who's moving around now? Let's check out Gerper. Gerper, he's got a bit of an armor stack, he's got a medkit as well, and he's fighting off Phoenix. He's trying to. And he's being followed, he's got a medkit as well, he's probably burst that off. Silencer trying to do something here, he's got such a low amount of health. And looks like he is going to be stopped, there we are. Yeah, and I think Gerper as well, he got taken down on that attack. And he's just rocket jumping across the water. Does go down, yeah, the rocket jumping with 50 health, you're pretty much going to crater when you land. And yeah, this is there's not gonna, if Wizards do win this, there's not gonna be a tiebreaker. I've been informed that this is a league type system. What? And it just changed POVs as Gerper tried that torch jump. But he's still got the flag here, so I'm gonna. Gerper's actually got the flag. He's trying to get a hold. He sees that Mega's available, so I'm gonna watch Gerper. Silence Head has made it across into their base though. So this is going to be difficult. Gerper needs to get out or he's going to find himself slowed down. And they do get the return. The Silence Set is down. Gerper trying his best to dodge everything he can. The Silence Set getting the return in the end. It was looking promising. It was a real good job for Wizards getting the flag return when Silence Set managed to get their flag into their home base. But now Annie's going to recuperate, stack up a little bit. And maybe they should even send Annie out, do some damage. Gerper getting a jump there perfectly. That's what we're talking about, and I knew it. Gerper's well practiced on this. Taking a rocket though, and flag gonna be returned once more. Blade slowly getting his rail accuracy increased up to like 43 now from I think 38 earlier. And Gerper look for an angle underwater, doesn't see it, he's taken down.
2 frags in 2 seconds. Excellent.
And who shall I look at now? Silence Set making an attack. But so much damage on him, he had 100, and he was just, well, getting battered, keeping alive. I'm gonna watch Gerper off the spawn. Getting himself a railgun. If he's got timing on red, he'll see it's not up for ages, and it looks like he's going to attack with Tygo. Grenade's doing so much damage, and I think Tygo may have gone down already. Yeah, and Gerper as well. Taking a beating from Phoenix, who's on 23 to 5 kill death ratio. Annie on 25 to 6, so I mean, there's not much splitting the defenders apart from Annie. Maybe that extra death is what gave the Expendables that cap. It is possible. But 5 minutes to go. Wizards gonna need to start thinking now. How are they gonna get this cap? Gerber is trying the hardest like jump there is in Quake Live at the moment, I think, apart from one crazy one on intervention. Doing the torch jump, so if you jump to the right torch and you land on the right platform by doing that strange wall clip, that's a really difficult jump. I mean, even if you practice it loads, your success rate is probably not going to be more than 50%. Whereas the other one where you go from the left torch or the right torch to the balcony on the opposite side, do that almost 10 out of 10. Sun's getting out. He does that little jump so that he limits his bounce on the bounce pad. And it looks like Abso was going to receive the flag in the water. And the MG is going to take him down slowly, so Wizards denying an additional cap. And if Expendables get one more cap, then it's game over pretty much. The Wizards know they can't let another cap happen. I think they're good enough that they've let one go, because on this map it's very easy to see a 0-0 overtime game. Especially when you got two like Titan teams. It's so difficult to tell which way it goes. You can go like 10 minutes of overtime and still it'll be tough time deciding who's going to win. So Phoenix here defending from Jericho. I'm just switching around randomly. I'm on Silent Step now. Silent Step just taking a red. Blade missing all that plasma. And Silent Step doing some nice damage. He's just being a nuisance in Wizard's base. Annie trying to find him. They're like, he's over there. They're communicating to each other on TeamSpeak. There, he's there. And Silent Step keeps moving around, they can't tell, and that was a double rail shot. That's really going to hurt the Wizard players. If you can get a teammate in with him, surely take his flag out safely. And look at the rails, and he's just so stacked. Looking after his health and armor really well. And let's have a look at his accuracy. He's hitting a 52% rail, that's pretty solid accuracy, nothing to be ashamed of there. After the hitbox increase, you kind of see like 45 plus, 50 plus rail accuracy. That's generally a respectable accuracy to have with that weapon. Probably get some like toxic fanboys going, no, you must have 65% or over. But no, I think in all seriousness you don't. It just helps if you do. I'm going to switch off Annie. Looks like there's a flag touch there. Gerper there carrying it as well. Going down, looks like he got trapped a bit on the wall or on the texture or something. And 2 minutes to go. Wizards, they've really got to start moving. They've got to think of something new, something that Expendables can't predict. I mean, if it's a minute left and they still haven't scored, I'm not going to be surprised if they send all 4 members, including Annie, with like a 200-200 stack. Silent Step has got the flag. He is available at exactly 80 health. He's going to be gutted by that. Blade taking him down. And, well, series of rails coming from all directions there. And I think I wish we had those like TDM scores to see which team's taken the most red armors. Well, looks like Silent Step's taking a load of them, and we're going to watch him now as he... No, we're not, because Gerper's got a cross. He's got 6 HP. Getting MG down though, so unfortunate for him. He's going to watch Silent Step now. He's made that attack. He had the red armor. He's attacking Annie. On 16 health, Annie absolutely crippled, and this is the time he really needs to have a lot of health. I think as soon as he gets the next mega health, he's going to move across, if not sooner. They've got to call him up and say, yo, Annie, we have to attack, all of us. We have to take a risk, and I mean, that's what you have to do when it comes to this point in the game. Overtime is what Wizards want to bring it to, that's what they can realistically do. So here's the mega health Annie has to move out now. I'm going to keep watching him, and then I'm going to like look at disappointment if they decide not to take him out. Yeah, so Annie there, moving across, he's got the stack. The Wizards called him up and said, we're moving, now or never. taken down. There's Phoenix, there's the other defender, they have to take him out. The Plasma destroying Annie. Tiger's got across. Oh, and Tiger doing that jump across, but he's welcomed by a shotgun to the face, taking him down. That is going to be GG. Expendables taking the second map and winning this this league game. So that's 2 points for them in House of Quake Division 1. Well played. Wizards are doing a nice job. It looks like Expendables really have improved their C2 game. But Wizards unable to compete with the dominance we saw on Japanese castles. So anyway, thanks Fragmaster, I've been Zoot, and we'll see you guys around.